This is Providence Television International, the game changer.
Good day and welcome. This is the Week in Review on Providence Television International. My name is Ogbebo Ikekwa. The Nigeria Labour Congress has resolved to hold a nationwide anti-telecom tariff hike protest on Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. The nationwide protest was agreed on at the ongoing National Administrative Council meeting of the NLC. It is aimed at sounding a note of warning to the government that workers would resist the planned hike as it would worsen the poverty level across the country. It will be recalled that the NLC had on January 22, 2025, rejected the 50% telecommunication tariffs hike approved by the federal government through the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC. Veteran broadcaster and media entrepreneur Dr. Emmanuel Igariva has called on the federal government to curb the high cost of governance, which is presently taking its toll on the country's economic development. Dr. Igariva made the statement on Wednesday while speaking on the program Thoughts and Visions on Providence Television International. He stressed the need to drastically reduce the number of political aides, ministers and commissioners, noting that most political portfolios have overlapping functions. Dr. Igariva further stated that Nigerian legislators should live up to their responsibility of oversight.
We must reduce, and quite rightly, we must reduce the cost of governance in this country. And a lot of people have trumpeted it over time that, look, we need to reduce to the barest minimum. And I have given examples. I mean, for instance, when we were in government, when I was chief president to Governor Yogun in this same state, we had just about 10, thereabouts, commissioners, and we had, I remember very vividly, about 5 special advisors. We didn't have this whole host of special assistants and things like that, and government was moving very smoothly, effectively. Yeah. But now what do you have? Maybe as a result of patronage. But patronage, political patronage can be in other dimensions, not to bleed the economic resources of the state. At the federal level, you don't even just go there.
Trade and Investment has announced plans to conduct a nationwide census of micro, small, and medium enterprises in 2025 as part of its economic growth and industrial transformation strategy. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, described the census as a critical step toward establishing a precise data-driven roadmap for empowering MSMEs. She further stated that the ministry has commenced a new chapter in economic diversification by implementing targeted policies and reforms to accelerate industrialization, digitization, creative arts, manufacturing, and innovation. The Federal Road Safety Corps has revealed that 5,421 people were killed in road traffic crashes across Nigeria in 2024. This was disclosed during a press briefing by the Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed in Abuja, marking the conclusion of the Corps Operation Zero Tolerance Special Patrol Campaign. The Corps Marshal attributed the increased number of deaths to human factors such as reckless driving, overloading, and fatigue, as well as tragic secondary incidents like the scooping of fuel from falling tankers, which claimed over 411 lives last year. The Catholic Archbishop of the Metropolitan See of Lagos, Most Reverend Dr. Alfred Adewale Martins, has urged consecrated men and women to continue to dedicate their lives to following Christ more closely and to remain faithful to their calling. He emphasized that true hope is not based on human circumstances, but on the promises of Christ. Archbishop Martins gave the charge at the opening mass of the Joint Conference of Major Superiors Male and Female Annual General Meeting 2025 on Wednesday, 29 January in Lagos. He emphasized the importance of major superiors being a bridge between generations as a means to create a space where brotherhood, acceptance, and love can flourish. Tension was ignited in Oba community of Anambra State when the state's newly unveiled security outfit uncovered over 30 graves and a shrine in a popular hotel located in the area. The hotel, popularly known as La Cruz Hotel, located along the Onitsha-Owerri Road, was demolished on Saturday after security operatives discovered its sinister operations. Military camouflage, arms and cartridges were also discovered at the hotel. Residents of the community expressed outrage at the discovery of the graves and called for swift action from the government to investigate other suspicious buildings. The Anambra State government, through the Office of the Special Advisor on Community Security, has mandated all hotel operators and landlords in the state to start documentation and records of their clients and tenants. In a press briefing on Friday, the state's Commissioner for Information, Dr. Law Mefo, disclosed that the state government introduced a new security measure to enhance the safety and security of citizens and visitors in the state. He further stated that all hotel guests must provide a valid government-issued national identity card, international passport, or voter's card to the hotel management, and hotel owners must photocopy these documents and submit them to the state government. The commissioner noted that failure to comply with the directive will result in the forfeiture of the hotel facility and potential prosecution. The Commissioner of Police Edo State Command, Betty Otimehin, has called on citizens of the state to collaborate with the police in the fight against crime. CP Otimehin disclosed this during a press briefing to highlight the command's resolve to rid the state of all forms of criminality, curbing crime to the barest minimum. She called on members of the public to feel free in providing viable information to the police while emphasizing the slogan, "See something, say something." CP Otimehin assured Edo citizens of a peaceful and crime-free Edo State, stressing that in order to get easier access to the police in Edo State, telephone numbers of all DPOs and heads of tactical teams will be made public. The Commissioner of Police also disclosed that there will be zero tolerance for extortion in any form, harassment, and indiscriminate searching of individuals' phones, noting that adherence to the principles of human rights will be totally ensured.
But now we are all comfortable. We are going to give you a time in this state that you will be happy with yourself. We are now saying that all the criminals in this state, we expect you to turn a new leaf. And if you cannot turn a new leaf, it will not be tea party as usual. You will need to relocate from the state because the state will be made unbearable for every criminal element. We are saying that this state is going to be brought to a state of security. You are going to see a level of security that you will appreciate. There's going to be community policing. Everybody is involved in this policing. This is another phase of policing, where the community is encouraged, where the society is encouraged. Everybody is a part, is a player in this policing system. You are all invited to give information out, to participate, to see something and say something, to encourage your neighbors that when they see anything that is going on, that is not right, that is criminally done, inform the police. And if you inform the police, you feel you are not satisfied, there will be a further place you will go to. There will be a higher office that will attend to you. And all these numbers will be made known as we move on in the policing system of the state. Thank you. We look forward to working together.
The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Sokoto State Command has apprehended 3 suspects connected to the abduction and gang rape of a 15-year-old girl, Amina Abdullahi, in Gansari village, Wamako, local government area of the state. In a press statement, the command spokesman DSC Mohammed Zayanu disclosed that the suspects, Halidu Shehu, aged 20, Jamilu Umar, 20 years old, and Usama Bello, aged 24, were all arrested on the 23rd of January 2025 after a report was filed by the victim's parents, who had been searching for their missing daughter. The suspects held the victim captive for over 3 days, subjecting her to repeated sexual assault. An Ondo State Magistrate Court sitting in Akure has ordered the remand of 3 persons, Sabira Izuora, Lukman Ishaka, and Abosede Olanipekun, in prison for allegedly kidnapping and selling 14 children. The State Commissioner of Police, Wilfred Afolabi, disclosed that 2 of the suspects kidnapped 4 babies and 10 underage children in Osun and Ondo states, and thereafter sold the kidnapped children to Izora, who operates an orphanage home in Enugu. They allegedly sold each child to the 62-year-old Izora for 500,000 naira each, while the babies were sold for 1 million naira each by Izora to her customers. We'll take this break. Don't go away. Please stay tuned. Thanks for staying tuned. If you're just joining in, this is the Providence Television International Week in Review. The spokesperson for the Ogun State Police Command on Wednesday disclosed that the anti-kidnapping unit of the command killed 5 kidnappers when its operatives engaged them in a gun duel as they terrorized travelers along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Items recovered from the kidnappers include 1 AK-47 rifle, 10 rounds of 5.6 mm caliber ammunition, 5.2 million naira, and 3 mobile phones. The State Commissioner of Police, Lanre Ogunlowo, reiterated the command's unwavering commitment to an aggressive crackdown on criminals preying on innocent citizens in the state. 21 children aged between 7 and 15 years have been rescued by operatives of the Yobe State Command of the Nigeria Immigration Service from suspected child traffickers. The controller of the Yobe State NIS Command, SS Jega, on Thursday disclosed that the syndicate was intercepted at the Gedam Control Post, Dunari, Yobe State, while attempting to transport the children to Niger Republic with a Toyota Hiace bus with registration number 10B87GM, Gombe State. Abubakar Saidu, who claimed to be an Islamic teacher and the children's guardian, was arrested alongside his accomplices. Tension engulfed Umunede and Mbiri communities in the Ika Northeast local government area of Delta State on Wednesday, following the killing of 2 farmers by suspected herders. The incident, which occurred in Mbiri community on Tuesday, led to the burning of herdsmen settlement in the Umunede community. Angry youths invaded the Hausa community settlement in Umunede at 10 p.m. on Tuesday in reprisal, setting camps and some motorcycles ablaze. We now move to sports. The final fixtures for the Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON, to be held in Morocco later this year, are out. The draws for the fixtures, which took place on Monday, the 27th of January 2025, leaves Nigeria in Group C alongside Tunisia, Uganda, and Tanzania. The 2025 AFCON will feature 24 teams divided into 6 groups of 4 teams, with Nigeria playing its first match of the tournament against Tanzania on December 23rd, 2025. The tournament will kick off on December 21st, 2025 and will run until January 18, 2026. Former Flying Eagles striker Akor Adams says he is ready to rediscover his goal-scoring form in the Spanish La Liga as he teams up with Sevilla on a 5-year deal. The 25-year-old Adams joined Sevilla from French Ligue 1 side Montpellier in a deal worth €5.5 million. He was welcomed into Sevilla's training session on Thursday, joining his compatriots Chidera Ejuke and Kelechi Iheanacho at the club. Italian giants Napoli have rejected the 65 million euro bid for Galatasaray for Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen. The Turkish giants attempted to make Osimhen's loan move permanent but fell short of a striker's 75 million euro release clause. The Nigeria international has been in top form for Galatasaray, netting 16 goals and providing 5 assists in 20 appearances since his loan move. We now move to the foreign scene. About 3,690 Nigerians in the United States are faced with deportation as Trump's clampdown on illegal migrants intensifies. A document compiled by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement clarified that as at November 24, 2024, there are 1,445,549 non-citizens on the ICE non-detained docket with final removal orders. Mexico and El Salvador top the list of nations facing the most deportation with 252,044 Mexicans and 203,822 from El Salvador. Investigators in the United States have located the black boxes from the American Airlines jet that crashed into a U.S. Army helicopter near Washington, D.C., killing all 67 people on board. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, stated that they recovered the flight data and cockpit voice recorders from the Bombardier CRJ-700 jet that collided with a Sikorsky UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter over Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. The recorders are at the NTSB labs for evaluation. NTSB boss Jennifer Homendi stated that the agency will leave no stone unturned in its investigation into the accident. Several people have been killed with many more injured after a deadly crowd crush at the world's largest religious gathering at the Mahakumbh Mela in northern India's Prayagraj city. The crush occurred after pilgrims rushed to participate in an early morning bathing ritual, jumping over barricades aimed at controlling crowds during the event. Devotees believe that taking a dip in Prayagraj, where 3 rivers meet, will absolve them of sins and liberate them from the cycle of life and death. An Iraqi refugee in Sweden has been killed hours before a court ruling on his repeated burning of the Quran in anti-Islam demonstrations last year. Police announced on Thursday that they had made 5 arrests in connection with the murder of 38-year-old Salwan Momika, who was shot in a house in the town of Södertälje near Stockholm. Momika, who had lived in Sweden since 2018, was faced with possible deportation in 2023 for allegedly giving false information on his residency application. However, Sweden's migration agency granted him temporary residency permit after deciding he risked torture and inhumane treatment if deported to Iraq. And we now move to the exchange rates for today, the first day of February 2025. We have the US dollar. 1 US dollar, the equivalent in naira, is now 1,511 naira. And for 1 euro, it is now 1,569 naira. For the British pound, 1 British pound to 1,877 naira. And 1 Canadian dollar, the equivalent in naira, is now 1,043 naira. And with that, we come to the end of the week in review. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned. Wishing you a wonderful new week ahead.